I believe out of these four guys, he can fit into almost any system.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think out of these four players, I think Cade is more versatile because he can play 1 through 3.
Yep.
Like Paulo, I think offensively is, I compared him to Detroit Blake Griffin, I think last podcast, because
Yeah.
that's how highly I think of him offensively, because he's doing things as a rookie that he just shouldn't be doing, man. Like he's just a monster out there. I think you can build around Paulo, but you're going to have to get more niche role players to kind of, feed off his strengths. Where Cade, you can, get 3-and-D players. You can get rim runners. You can get slashers, because Cade is just such a unique player where, I know his cousin got roasted for this. His cousin Ashton, he said that Cade reminds him of LeBron James a little bit. And like, the more I thought about it, I mean, the more he's kind of right. I mean, like Cade can get to the basket if he wants. He can facilitate at a high level. Obviously, his turnovers can be concerning at times, but he's still a good passer. I think he's the most versatile player out of all four of these players that we did mention in this topic.
And I think if you look back at like the Anthony Edwards draft, he's probably not going number 1 overall if you redo it, right? He probably goes number 2 behind LaMelo. And then if you look at the Zion Williamson draft, some might even say he goes number 2 behind John Morant. So it's hard for me to pick those two guys over Cade when I don't even think they would go number 1 overall in their own draft class.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument with John Morant for sure with Zion. I think Anthony Edwards, I don't really know what Minnesota would do. I don't think they go LaMelo. Even LaMelo's kind of been, outside of his rookie year, he's kind of just been an average player, in my opinion. Like, yeah, he has flashy passes that, ESPN picks up. But, I mean, like, they're in the play-in every year and they get bounced out. Like, so far he hasn't really impacted winning at all. He's not really like a rookie, or not a rookie anymore, but he's not a player that, like, really you can build a contender around. Because obviously Charlotte would have done it by now. I mean, they've been rebuilding for years, it seems like. And it doesn't help that, like, half of their roster is getting arrested. Like, nothing against those guys, but like their character and like it's not good if you're the Hornets. But I mean, I think Edwards still goes first in that draft, though. That's just me.
I would see if I were redoing it. I don't want to get into that conversation, but I did kind of accidentally bring it up. But I would take LaMelo over Anthony Edwards 1 and 2. But again, it's not a knock on Anthony Edwards or Zion Williamson. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to them. I just think Cade's game is just so good. And I do think that at the end of the day, he is going to be light years ahead of them. And, as a basketball player, he's just going to be better than them overall. So